Welcome to Daily Book Insight. Today, we're diving into a concept that's, both ancient and super relevant to our crazy modern lives, the art of detachment. It's really a path to letting go, finding some genuine inner peace, and honestly, unlocking a much more intentional way of living. So, let's dive right in.
I mean, think about it. We all know that person who just seems to handle whatever life throws at them with this incredible grace. They just keep moving forward no matter what. So what's their secret? It's not that they don't care. It's that they've actually mastered a really powerful skill, the ability to detach.
And this is not some new age idea. We're talking more than 2,500 years ago. The Buddha shared this huge insight. The core idea is that our suffering doesn't really come from the bad things that happen, but from how desperately we cling to them, our attachment to them.
Okay, so here's our game plan for this insight. We'll start with the problem of attachment. Then we'll figure out what true detachment really is, explore that inner battle it takes to get there, learn some practical tools, see how it all leads to an intentional life, and finally, discover the amazing freedom in just letting go.
First up, the problem of attachment. To find the solution, we've got to understand the problem, right? So, why is it so incredibly hard to let things go?
At its core, attachment is a totally natural instinct. We value something, a person, a job, a goal, so naturally we try to control it. But here's the paradox. The more we try to control the outcome, the more we actually end up sabotaging our own happiness.
So what's really driving this? Well, when you dig down, it's pretty much always fear. We cling to relationships because we're scared of being alone. We obsess over success because we're terrified of failing. We look for validation because we're afraid we're not enough. And we fight change because, we fear the unknown.
And here's the thing. The control we're chasing, it's just an illusion. Life is gonna be unpredictable. And that desperate, white-knuckle grip doesn't bring us safety. It just brings us a ton of stress and anxiety. We end up creating the very pain we were trying so hard to avoid.
So, if attachment is the big problem, what's the solution? Well, true detachment isn't about being cold or just not caring. It's about finding a kind of conscious clarity.
This right here is the absolute key. You can still have goals, you can still have big desires, but your happiness is no longer chained to them. It's this deep inner resilience, a profound knowledge that you are going to be okay no matter what happens. Now that is real freedom.
When you put them side by side like this, the difference is just crystal clear, isn't it? Attachment is all about clinging and controlling, and it's driven by fear. Detachment, on the other hand, is about releasing and trusting, and that's what leads to freedom. Your focus shifts from a specific outcome to the process itself.
And listen, this is timeless wisdom. For centuries, across so many different cultures, the wisest minds have been pointing to the very same truth. From the Buddha to the Bhagavad Gita, they all saw detachment as the path to serenity, to knowledge, and to real joy.
So, if this idea is so powerful, and it's been around forever, why is it so darn difficult for us? Well, that brings us to the battle within ourselves. The real fight happens inside, in that messy, complicated dance between our minds, our thoughts, and our emotions.
Ah, the classic dilemma. Heart versus brain. We've all been there, right? We're so often told to just follow our heart. But the insight we're looking at today offers a much more nuanced perspective.
I love this framing. It's so powerful. The idea here is to stop blaming the heart. The real arena for this whole battle isn't in our chest. It's in our mind, where our thoughts and our emotions are constantly clashing. So the key is to learn the difference between thoughts and emotions. Your thoughts can be like these unbiased messengers, showing you the most logical path. Your emotions, though, they can be a bit self-centered and totally hijack your decision-making. The goal isn't to get rid of emotions, but to just observe them without letting them drive the car.
Okay, so enough with the theory. How do we actually do this? Let's get into some really practical tools you can start using to cultivate detachment and find that inner freedom. First up, we've got something called the BFF rule. Believe fights fears. See, before you can let go of anything, you have to fight the fears that are making you hold on so tight. And the ultimate weapon against fear is a genuine belief in yourself. That is the fuel for this whole journey. Next, there's the PPP rule, which is a simple 3-step action plan. First, plan. You gotta have a roadmap. Second, power. Implement that plan with consistency, which is so much more reliable than just waiting for motivation to strike. And finally,
persistence. You've got to see failure as a lesson, not a dead end. And of course, there's the big one, meditation. Now, the goal here isn't to magically empty your mind. That's impossible. It's to learn how to observe your thoughts without getting totally swept away by them. It helps you control your thoughts, which creates a little space of inner calm.
So what's the end game here? What's the ultimate result of using these tools and practicing detachment? It is nothing less than a massive shift in how you live your life. You move from just drifting and reacting to actually thriving with real intention.
This quote just gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? Are you just kind of drifting along, reacting to whatever happens? Or are you truly living? Intentional living is the rebellion against that drift. It's about choosing actions that reflect who you really are and who you want to become.
The very first step is acceptance. And sometimes, man, this is the hardest one. Your brain knows the truth, but your heart just fights it. The author of our source text tells this incredibly powerful story about a badminton injury at age 17 that just shattered her dreams. Her healing only truly began when she finally accepted what had happened. It was painful, for sure, but it was a necessary first step.
And that brings us to our final section, where we bring everything together to understand the ultimate payoff of this entire journey, the deep, liberating peace that comes from truly, finally letting go.
Wow, this is a heavy quote, but it's so important. Just think about your potential for a second. Attachment to old habits, to fear, to what other people expect, is often the very thing holding us back. Letting go is what allows you to close that gap between who you could be and who you are right now.
And so we end right back where we started, with a question that hopefully carries a lot more weight now. Are you simply existing, or are you truly living? Are you just drifting, or are you thriving? The choice and the power to change is completely yours. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the art of detachment. I know it's a challenging practice, but it's one that really does hold the key to some incredible peace and freedom.
If you found this insight valuable, please do me a favor and give it a like. And subscribe for more deep dives into these kinds of transformative ideas. And of course, be sure to share it with your family and friends, anyone you know who wants to upgrade their life. Thanks again for tuning in.